Hi there, everywhere. We are waiting for Charlie Ward's Insider Club show to end before we start our show. They're overrunning at the moment because I have Juan O Savin on it. And so that's why we are delaying the show, because we know that most people in our group also are members of the Charlie Ward Insider Club. So we don't want to clash with their program. So we're just holding at the moment until that show is ending. It's still running right now. So please be patient. As soon as his show has finished, we should be able to start our show within 5 minutes.
Okay, cheers, Peter.
Okay, so I'll see you all in a few minutes.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry about this, but it's beyond our control.
No, thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, that's.
Thanks, Peter.
You're welcome. I normally run the show on my big computer over there. I literally signed in on my notebook just to be able to tell you guys this is what's happening. Okay, I'll see you shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Well, it's going to be a while if he's got Juan O Savin. I didn't bother to look today.
How are you, Grant?
Oh, I thought I was talking to my wife. Hi there, Elise. How are you today?
Okay, how's everybody?
Right now.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I was telling my wife,
okay.
I didn't mean to be derogatory. You know, if you've listened to Juan O Savin, he gets to going a little bit. And that's an understatement. So.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be negative. Tell my wife that we forgot to watch the Insiders today, and so we'll watch the rerun later. But you know, I can get a kick out of him. He's a very knowledgeable individual. Extremely.
Gosh, yeah, yes, very much. We just hope it's good news.
I wished he could just one time answer yes to something or no to something.
Not gonna happen. Not in this lifetime.
No, it's not.
Hey, Grant, are you going to give us a training in the on-ramping and off-ramping?
Okay, I'll tell you a couple of things that I have done since you brought it up. I have done some research and can't get the answers I want, but we're looking at getting a phone when we go to the redemption center, right?
Right.
Now, what is not made clear to me, maybe some of you have seen it, is what is the software that's going to be used on the QPhone? I know the network, so let's hold right there. What is the network? It's the Quantum Stellar Initiative. That is owned by one company. The CEO is named, I just went blank on her name. I'll think of it in a second. Lovely lady. The software, pardon me? What's her name? Annie. Annie is the CEO. Now, they don't own the software. That is a separate company. That's LOBSTR. So I went and looked it up, and sure enough, LOBSTR was started in 2015 by a couple of folks that have an LLC. Really easy to find if you go to look it up. So LOBSTR is one entity, QSI is another. I use a let me see if I can point here. I don't want to turn it backwards or what. Let's see. Okay, this is the software I like to use as part of my hard wallet. And that hard wallet looks like this device. I'll show in a minute. This software right here is backwards in it. That is one set of software. And this software over here, it doesn't come in very good. That's LOBSTR. So I have some things on LOBSTR and I have some things on this. And the interesting thing about it is they both use QSI, the Quantum Stellar Initiative. So it hit me yesterday when I was doing some studying, because I'm trying to figure out a way. I've got some XLM and I've got some XRP. What's that? The two primary coins that are used in the transfer of assets across borders is XLM is more of a private industrial thing like we would do XLM. XRP is more of an industrial strength token, and its cross-border transactions are huge, whereas the cross-border transactions might be on LOBSTR. I send $50 to my daughter who's off in wherever, Israel, or she's in the UK and she's run out of money and she needs some money real quick. I'd probably use LOBSTR and I could send it to her and be to her in seconds. Okay, I wouldn't use the network that transfers via XRP. You could, but there's no reason to do that. So it hit me that what might be going on with the QPhone is they got their own software. All right. Now, something hit me the other night when I was listening to, I don't know how many of you follow Luke, who's a patriot in the park. He was on PPN. Now he's off somewhere else. Luke's had quite an interesting series. And he was talking about when the Israelites came out of Egypt, they were there for 430 years. They came out, they had all the plagues and what have you. And Pharaoh signed it, says, get out of here, take gold, whatever you want, get out of here. So they plundered the Egyptians, big wealth transfer, and they get out. And of course, they wind up near the Red Sea and they part the seas and go through there. And old Pharaoh gets hardened heart and decides, hey, I want my money back. I want you back too, because I don't have any slaves to work all the things that we need to in Egypt. So he goes after him. Well, what Luke was talking about kind of hit me. He says, we have to be very careful about this huge transfer that's coming, wealth transfer. And he referenced what was going on with in Egypt. And he says, we got to protect it. You got to be very careful about what you do. And it hit me. I think that's what's really at stake with the QPhone. I've read several things that they want to be very careful that when we get whatever wealth we have coming to us, that we don't lose it. And I have looked all over the place and I've asked myself, wait a minute, if I go to a bank, now what's going on with all this up in the sky, Stellar? It's decentralized banking. It's through the blockchain. There's no more central bank. But what about some of the banking functions like a savings account? I want one. I don't want my money sitting up on the Stellar network that is subject to the market fluctuations day in and day out. I want it in a savings account. So how am I going to get it out of the environment of the Quantum Stellar Initiative, out of either whatever the software may be, a hard wallet, soft wallet, talk about in a second. What am I going to do to put it into a savings account, to put it into some kind of fund that's not subject to the ups and downs and whims of the market? That's a question I can't get answered. Now, keep in mind, I've only been looking at this about 4 months. My first trade, my first buy was, it was back in April. So I didn't know anything about this stuff. I'm a ferocious reader, and I just started reading and started putting 2 and 2 together saying, better learn this. I'm 73 years old, and all of a sudden it hit me. This is a whole new world, and we've got to learn it. We've got to learn how to use these little, this is the hard wallet. The LOBSTR is a soft wallet. All the software and all of your money sits on their servers, wherever they may be. My money here on this Ledger Nano X, it's called a Ledger Nano X, sits in here. It's in here. And this has a way to plug it in. Here, it's a real short cord, but I'll show you what it looks like. I plug it in here. This goes into a USB port. Now it's hooked up to my computer. This has a series of codes. What there is on here, when you get one, you will see there's ways to punch some stuff in. You can kind of see it doing its thing here for a second. And I have to put in a passcode. You can have up to, I think, 6 digits of a passcode. Once you get that in there, then you're on your wallet, which is plugged into the computer. And now you can look at all of your money that you have in your hard wallet. Now, that's what I wanted. So when I unplug this, guess what? It sits here, and the World Wide Web sits out there somewhere. It's much more secure. It's called a hard wallet. The soft wallet is that software I showed you a second ago that is like LOBSTR is a soft wallet. And there's 8 or 9 of them. I looked at research 2 or 3 of them, and I just decided to stay with LOBSTR because it's part of QSI. When I say it's part of QSI, that's what QSI is using, is LOBSTR. But
they are not related in terms, I did some research to see if there was any connection to them in ownership. There's not. There's a pretty close relationship, okay, but they're not monetarily, or they're not financially connected. Lobster's its own thing, been around since 2015. It's been through a lot of change. It's been through software changes right and left. I just noticed here on my one that I use for Ledger, it's saying there is a new revision. It's kind of like having, if you use Windows, you know, every now and then you get a new revision. Wants to update. It's software. They update all the time. So I like the two, but I really like the Ledger. It's called Ledger Live. It's a Ledger Nano X. You can get Bing, Google, whatever you like to use and find it. One caution, do not buy Ledger Nano X from a third-party source. Go directly to the OEM. Why? I don't think I have my codes up anywhere. I put them to say, when you go to set up this right here, you're going to enter, they're going to give you 24 random words. You're going to write them on a sheet of paper. It's very important to have those, because if you lose this, remember, this is your hard wallet. That's where all your money is. If you lose this, you haven't totally lost it. You have those codes, those 24 codes. You have one recovery phrase that you're going to keep in a very secure place. And when you have that, you can go buy another one of these. You can enter the codes, and voila, you got your wallet back. So there is some very good security built in with this. When you do the same thing on LOBSTR, they have you enter some passwords, and it's secure within their system. So they have security. It's not as though a soft wallet doesn't have security. LOBSTR does. I just like it where, I guess maybe call me a control freak. I like being able to do this, unplug it, and it's now off of the internet. And it's called a hard wallet. Again, that's a hard wallet.
Should we get LOBSTR in?
Pardon me?
Should we get a LOBSTR account?
Well, I would recommend doing it to learn about the process. I got one, and they're free. There's no charge for that. This was 100, and the Nano X was 100 and something, 120, but I forgot how much I paid for it. So I got a LOBSTR for free. Downloaded the software, piddle with it. You'll see where you got it when you set it up. You got to get yourself a piece of paper, because you're going to have to copy down those 23 passwords, and put them in a safe place. Because once you put some money, like I've got a blazing $300 or whatever it was on XLM. I got 899 XLM worth $300 or something. I got 2000 XRP and whatever that's worth. And they're on my LOBSTR wallet. Now, if I had something go wrong, or something goes wrong with their servers, this is what a lot of people are concerned about. What happens if LOBSTR servers go down? They're in a foreign country. I forgot which one it is. I could look it up again, but it's not here in the States, which might actually be better off.
Yeah.
But they are on servers, and servers are, I don't care what anybody says, they're vulnerable. So what I'm planning to do today, one of the things I want to do is I want to take at least the XRP that's on I'm pointing over towards my LOBSTR wallet. I want to take them off of my LOBSTR wallet and put them on my Ledger wallet. It's not a simple process as you think. You think you'd be able to enter a couple of codes, or enter a trade, or enter a swap, or do something, and boom, it would move from LOBSTR over to my Ledger wallet. It's not quite, but I'm going to learn how to do it today, because I'm nervous about having my XRP on this soft wallet. Why? There's been all kinds of I think 4 or 5 that I've read or watched on other sites, where XRP is going to become very valuable. It should have never been allowed to trade in a marketplace to private individuals. It's meant to be an institutional token, but it's got out there. And there are people that probably own God knows how many they have. One of the sites that I've come very accustomed to using, let's see if I have it up here, is Captain Kyle. Hang on a second here. Let's shift gear for just a second, talk Telegram. I did, again, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, and I just started reading, following, and it was really from something that was on Charlie Ward's program, maybe, where they talked about something. I thought, well, there's a start. Come on, it's taking a second for come on. Okay, the ones that I look at for information in regards to off-planet blockchain trading is Whiplash 347, all one word, Whiplash 347, Captain Kyle Patriots. Now that's spelled CAPTKYLE. I'll say that again, CAPTKYLE space Patriots. I like him real well. He has usually on Fridays, he has a program on. And the first time we watched him, boy, did he give us peace. My wife and I just really like Captain Kyle. He's in the industry that I've been in, oil and gas. He does that too, as well as this on the side. The other one that we like is somebody called GESARA QFS. And then, but as far as getting into the details, it's pretty deep. It's Quantum Stellar Initiative. That's 3 separate words. That's the actual site. Let me see what they're up to. Like right now, they're.
Yeah, I've looked for the actual site.
Quantum
I haven't been able to find. I see it on Telegram, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen that the actual site of QFI.
No, that's the only place you're going to find is on
So
Telegram.
do you have the? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I apologize if I said something the other day about them having a .com. They don't. It's just strictly on Telegram, and it's Quantum Stellar Initiative. And so I looked up. I thought, okay, let's do a dictionary search. So I looked up. I knew what the word quantum was. And I thought, let's look up stellar and see if I'm thinking right. Stellar, stars, and initiative. Initiative is an interesting word. I looked that up and I thought, why did they call themselves that? It's an initiative in a new environment that people are becoming accustomed to. You all are hearing about it now. More and more you'll hear about it. And that is a way to do business, to do all your banking transactions in a place that's up in the stellar worlds, Starlink, up in space. I saw the other day where there's 3,200 Starlink satellites now. They're everywhere that Elon Musk has launched. Quantum Stellar Initiative. I'm looking over at that screen here. Let me bring it up here. I look like I'm looking away. Quantum Stellar Initiative. On any given day, how many posts about? Got to look. There's 20 right now that I got to catch up on. Whiplash. I don't know where this guy gets the energy. If I look at Whiplash in the morning just to see what's going on, by the time I look at him again in the afternoon, he's got 200 posts. Now, the thing about Whiplash is I've taken time, not every day, because they drive me nuts. I've taken time 2 or 3 times a week to follow down the 200 or so. What he does, he gives you a pretty good overview of the market that's in this environment of blockchain. Hard to follow. I don't do it every day. The one that I typically follow every day because I just like this guy is Captain Kyle Patriots. He is a true gentleman, and he's worth listening to. Oh, here's a picture of him right now. Okay, this is. Let's see if I can get this over there. Sorry about this. Hang on, come on with me. This is what he looks like, Captain Kyle. Oh, I guess he's having something on. Let's see what it's saying here. He's having a Sunday live show at 10 a.m. Eastern. So you can go from Eastern and figure out what he's doing. He's having some kind of Rise TV. Oh, that's its own thing. He's going to be on Rise TV at 10 a.m. Eastern on Sunday. They're having Captain Kyle. And so those are backwards and hard to read. I don't follow too many anymore. I've just got tired. My wife's probably got 200 of these Telegram things. I only have a few. Now, I see Billy. So Billy's probably saying, "Can I have my show back?"
I have my hand raised.
Okay, while you were gone,
We've been having the Grant show today. Is that right?
I give up.
No. You're good, man. You're good. I was just listening in, you know.
Okay. Charlie's show has just ended, and I need a few minutes to get things set up here.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll pass the host to Charlie for now while I get myself sorted out. And
To Billy.
To Billy, sorry. I'm in my notebook phone. I got to move.
I didn't know Charlie was joining us today.
Well, I invited him, but he didn't want to come. He was kind of busy.
Yeah, he's in Barbados with his
Yeah.
grandchildren.
I've been to Barbados myself. It's a wonderful place.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
What
I'm
we
going
were
to sign
doing,
off.
Peter, while you were
I'll pass the
Host.
the chat, the host to Billy. Not
Pass me. Yeah, it transfer the con, Commander.
Yes, that's right. And then I just have to be away while I get myself set up, because I got to transfer to the other computer, because I can't copy on the notebook.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
We'll see you in a few.
See you in
All
a
right.
few. Right.
Okay.
So lots of exciting stuff going on.
Louise had asked a question.
Yeah.
And you were gone. And did I answer it well enough to get you started in the right direction, do your own homework?
Yes, you did. I just, I'm gonna have to, a lot of stuff is like Greek to me, well, Chinese, let's say. So I would have to start with the absolute basics. Just now understanding like hard wallet and soft wallet and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna have to really go to the foundation, but that was very helpful, and I've got some
Let's do a summary of
vocabulary
the
that
keywords
I had.
so we can hand this back to Billy. Let me
Okay.
some keywords. Soft wallet.
Okay. Well, you know what? Yeah.
You heard.
Well, it's that stick, isn't it?
Yeah. The hard wallet is this one.
Yeah.
Is the stick.
This
Mhm.
Yeah.
It folds up, and that's all the bigger it is. That's
Okay,
about.
okay.
You can see
Okay.
it's 3 inches maybe. That's a
Mhm.
hard wallet, and you have to have. Remember, you got to plug it into
Okay.
your computer. When you unplug this, no one can access your information. The soft wallet is like, and there's plenty of them. The soft wallet that you'll see people use a lot because it's free and you can download it and start it pretty quick is LOBSTR. And that's what I did. I didn't know what I was doing the first day. I goofed it up. I had to start over again. So some key terms. Let's finish that first. Hard wallet, soft wallet. So you can Bing, Google, whatever, when you like, and read about hard wallets and soft wallets. Soft wallet thing about it is it's free. So you can start learning this stuff at minimal cost.
Can you give us the link? So I
Just
get
Just
we get
Bing or
the
Google.
right
whatever.
thing.
Just Bing or Google, whatever search engine you like, type in the word lobster. Let me see.
Mhm.
Okay, it's that.
Okay.
Here it is. It's https:// just lobster.co. Lobster.co, not .com. Lobster. Okay, let's spell lobster now. LOBSTR.
Okay.
LOBSTR.co.
All right.
Where did you
Okay.
get?
That'll get
So
you-
we've been
That's
we've been
important.
talking about cryptos the entire time.
yeah. Just how to get started. And that's probably the easiest way to get started, and it's for free, is to take a look at LOBSTR. Billy, what I told him is that keep in mind, and I had to think about this too. And I'll come back to what I said at first, is LOBSTR is not QSI, Quantum Stellar Initiative. It does not own LOBSTR. It's its separate owned LLC, started in 2015. It's gone through a lot of software evolutions. They've got a lot better. And I like them from a standpoint of soft wallet to do some things. The hard wallet, which is more secure, and when it comes time to having any kind of wealth, it's going to be there before I figure out off ramp it from space down into my bank account. But I'm going to go from there. So some terms to look at is soft wallet, hard wallet, on ramp, off ramp. You do some reading, you'll find some stuff out about those terms. All that means is once you get something either here or you're in LOBSTR, is how in the world do you take it and get it back into your checking account?
Yeah. Well done.
When you go
No.
to start.
Now, Nick asked the question, is a QPhone a hard wallet? No, it is not. It only allows you access to the stuff up there in the cloud on the internet, or what have you. You
Oh, good.
do
That's
need
something I wanted to know.
you do need to have a separate hard wallet. Okay. Do not trust anything that is connected to something. If it is connected to something like the internet or what have you, that is a soft wallet. If it is separate from the internet and you can unplug it, okay, from the internet, so nobody has any access to it whatsoever, that would be a hard wallet. Okay. Where can you buy a hard wallet? You can buy any type of device that you want to put on it. A jump drive, okay, with, you know, or a external hard drive, a terabyte worth of hard drive is probably about $100. Okay. You know, you can buy various different sizes of hard wallets. It doesn't matter what style it is. Like I said, you know, Grant just showed the jump drive. You can also get a hard drive that's about, you know, about the size of an index card and about 1/4 of an inch thick. Okay. But 3x5 index card is about the size of that hard drive, but you can buy it in various different sizes. Okay. So again, anything connected permanently to the internet would not be a hard wallet. That is
no, it's soft wallet and it's on somebody's server.
That is correct. Okay.
Any other? Okay, so we got a couple of keywords with soft wallet, hard wallet, on ramp, off ramp. We talked about XRPs, XLMs a little bit.
And LOBSTR.
LOBSTR.
Yeah, we've got to get that in you to do all this.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be on the Stellar network, okay, and you have to, you know, either have a LOBSTR, LOBSTR, or Scopuli account. Both of those are readily available, and both Stellar Quantum Initiative and Whiplash 347 promote those types of cryptos. Now, again, this show is not about financial advice. We do not give out any financial advice. You check and do your own research and make sure you check with a professional about this. Okay.
That's why we keep saying the word, do your own homework. Do
your own research. Okay. Nor do we offer any type of health device, even the health services or advice, even though we do talk about health from time to time. Okay.
Yeah,
just a disclosure there real quick.
No,
okay.
I firmly believe that. I have had family members that have come to me years ago when you first had computers. Oh, can you fix our computer? Can you fix your computer? Guess what I was doing all the time?
Right.
Fixing computers until I finally said, time out, do your own fix. Lost some family members for a while.
Well, you see, I was the computer guru of the family. Okay. And whenever the kids would get out of line, I would spike their devices. All right. And I would actually shut down their Xbox or their PlayStation or their phones or anything else. And you know, the graphic that comes up in Independence Day when they upload the virus, that's what would come on their screens. All right. And they'd be yelling, "Happy!" And I'm like, you've had enough time on there. You're in trouble. You need to go do it. And I said, I don't go to my grandkids and ask for help with shit. I go to them and say, look, kid, don't mess with me. All right. With one stroke of a key on my keyboard, I can disable every electronic device you have.
My wife is a volunteer, Peter Carbelli, for the Demand Center. And they help men and women, mostly women, that have come out of human trafficking and other issues. They have a facility about 60 miles outside of Tulsa, and they can stay there, usually stay for about 8 or 9 months and go through some training and get their life back in order. One thing they learn about is all the various ways that social media can grab you and bring you in and entice you into meeting somebody. We went to a meeting last night, presentation on it, and I was shocked at all the various social media things that's out there for people to use to entice you. And I would encourage people. I think it's just demand. I mean, look, you can go to their website. We had a lot of people there that were grandparents that wanted to know. Let's see. www.demand.
All right, and the reason why we're starting so late is that Charlie was desperately trying to get Juan O Savin on the call, or on the Zoom call there, and he finally did right at the top of the hour. So we were waiting for Juan and Charlie to finish up before we actually started our show.
That'll be about noon tomorrow, won't it?
That'll be about noon tomorrow with as long-winded as Juan is. But they did finish up. But so now we're in. Peter, you have two
What I have?
you have two entries into everything here. I see
because my notebook is still on. I've basically got to
your notebook is still on. It's
yeah,
not gonna
because
matter.
I came in on the note because on my main computer I was still watching Charlie's show, so obviously I couldn't be on Zoom twice on my main PC. So I jumped in on my notebook just to start our show and let everybody know.
Let's go through the checklist here real quick. All right, and make sure we have the secondary and third backup recordings going, and you have everything. Do you have your hat handy?
Well, I to be honest, I think I look rather stupid.
Okay, all right. You don't have your hats.
Well, I have it, but
today is that
I
right?
have it, but I didn't want to advertise for this time.
All right. Is
I'll have to get a
everything
different hat.
is everything up and running?
Yeah, everything is up and running. The secondary recording has been running for 5 minutes.
Okay, wonderful. Welcome to the GESARA Show.
Absolutely. Welcome, and a very unusual start. And what I'll do is I'll put the initial part of this recording before the jingle, and then we'll continue now after the jingle with the main show.
Right.
And then we'll have an interesting startup.
Right. I mean, lots of stuff going on. The big news, obviously. Pelosi over in Taiwan causing all kinds of, drama over there. And they had to refill the plane twice in flight with vodka, as we all know.
Oh, yeah, because there was not enough vodka. Yeah.
There wasn't enough vodka on the flight, so they had to refuel it in flight with vodka. Smirnoff, I believe. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Or was it Grey Goose? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm still waiting for that intel to be confirmed as to which vodka they had to refill.
Right, exactly.
They had to get one of these refueling aeroplanes and throw out the fuel and get the vodka in it because they needed so much vodka to.
Right. Yeah.
To transfer.
Okay. So where is everybody from? Put it in the chat. Let's see. Okay, Isle of Man.
I see the Isle of Man. What about the Isle of Woman?
California. Okay, Spain, Florida,
Torquay, Devon, Winchester,
Amarillo,
Australia,
Joplin, Missouri,
New
Boston,
Hampshire,
okay,
Hastings,
San Antonio, Texas,
Birmingham,
Colorado,
North
Carolina,
Wales, my living room.
Okay, another one in Amarillo, Alberta, Canada. Okay, people from everywhere.
Slough, Essex. I know
San
Essex
Pablo,
well.
Paulo, Brazil. Yes, Philadelphia. Waco, Texas, Mississippi,
Hertfordshire. I haven't heard of that town before.
Yeah,
my bed in Sydney.
If you're, it's an insult to Mississippians if you actually say Mississippi. No, it's Mississippi. Okay?
Mississippi.
Mississippi. That's the way you pronounce it in the South.
Right.
Mississippi.
Okay. I say that's why it's better you do the American names and I do the European names.
All right.
Or the
So
rest of the
Anaheim,
world.
California, out in La La Land. Okay. Georgia.
Chelsea in Sussex.
And let's see.
Isle of non-gender. Okay.
Isle of non-gender. Okay, we have binary people in today. Very, very nice.
No, Isle of non. That comes from the Isle of Man, and I said, "What's happened to the Isle of Woman?" And that's an answer to that.
Okay.
Freiburg in Germany. Yes. Wow. Wonderful. Nice. I see someone in Germany here.
Yeah, you have a neighbor there. Cool.
Well, Freiburg is not exactly a neighbor. It's quite a long way from Cologne. But never mind.
Yeah. Ohio. Yes. All right. Anybody else? Do we have any Australians, New Zealands?
We had Australia. Yeah, we had Sydney.
We did. Okay, Sydney. Yeah. All right.
Nick in Sydney, I got. So.
State of Confusion. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that a Genesis
Marky
song?
8 is a tiny village near Hempstead. Yeah, I know Hempstead. I lived in Hempstead for a short time.
Pennsylvania. Yeah. Isn't State of Confusion an old Genesis song?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ireland.
Land of Confusion. State of
Land of
la-
Confusion.
la- Land of
Wasn't that a
Confusion.
song? Wasn't it from
Athens? Kirky's here. Hi, Kirky.
Yes, Kirky. I renewed her subscription because she was having problems getting it to work or getting the selling. So I just gave her a month to sort it out.
And we have all the usual suspects. Of course, Grant's here, Delise, Derek, Jerry, Deb, Brenda, Millie.
Brissy. Good day,
Patricia,
Brissy. That's probably Brisbane, isn't it?
Lucinda. Everybody's in today.
All right. I think we've done enough towns around the world.
Right.
And we're getting into interesting times now with what is happening. I'll get into the news today, but I've also got an interesting list which I found, which is listing the banks which we think are going to be involved in the RV, the revaluation. There's quite an interesting long list of banks which I didn't know about.
Wunderbar.
Absolutely, it's wunderbar.
I do know a little German.
Yes, yeah. The pronunciation was a little bit off, but I understood it.
I didn't say I was perfect at it.
Well,
I said I know a little bit.
That's right. Well, I'm at least fluent in German. In fact, I've even had questions asking if I should do the GESARA show in German for the Germans.
Well, you go ahead and do that. You do your own show with the German speaking people, okay, and then I'll do my own show over here in the United States. With the English speaking people, or at least the people who somewhat speak English.
Well, you said the idea was to link in with Connecting Consciousness in Germany, and do a show with them. So I'm thinking about the logistics of that. Then I will not be saying welcome to the GESARA show. I was saying willkommen bei den GESARA show. No, that would be the German.
There you go.
I have to start thinking because normally I'm so used to speaking English, but I could do a show like this in German. It would probably be an interesting experience.
Yeah, well, yeah, like Dale says, it's all Greek to me. Okay.
It's German, in fact. Yeah,
well, it's German, but
I definitely cannot do it in Greek. My Greek is non-existent.
Well, we'd have to get Kirky in to host the show.
Yeah,
one,
she
right?
would definitely have to host, and she'd have to
would
translate
host
as
the
well
show.
because I do not understand Greek, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just pleased that I've got English and German.
But yeah, well, I speak English and bad English. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Bad English is what I call American, but never mind.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. I don't speak the Queen's English. Sorry.
That reminds me of a time when my friend Gerd, the guy who we had on at Easter who did the spiritual things, and he asked me to look at some text which he'd written in German to get it into English, and then I replied, here's the text, and I put it in the best reptilian Queen's English. And he fell over laughing.
Yeah. So, Roofer Paul, you actually speak 5 languages? Wow. Cool. Which languages, Paul? All right. Well, he'll put it in here in just a minute, but that's kind of cool, man. You speak 5 languages. I wish I could. Wish I would have taken the time to learn to do that.
Well, I do speak some other languages. I mean, I speak Basic, and I speak a bit of C. And a bit of Pascal.
Okay.
And HTML, of course.
I know it's never too late. I'm waiting for the med beds to download all of that to me so I can say, I can speak Swahili.
Wow, yeah. Well, we need that because a Swahili-speaking person has just left us.
Really? Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Nichelle Nichols.
Michelle Nichols. Yeah.
Michelle Nichols.
That
Swahili, I think, is her original language.
That is correct.
Mother tongue.
Mm-hmm. One of my idols passed away. That was announced yesterday. Vin Scully, longtime broadcaster for the Dodgers. Actually, when they were the Brooklyn Dodgers is when they actually started. when he started with him, and then followed him out to L.A.
Is he related? Is he related to Dana Scully?
No. Vin Scully, the longtime broadcaster. He was one of my idols as I was growing up in wanting to get into broadcasting. So, a very great man. Got to meet him a couple of different times. Great man.
My idols from radio time were Adrian Love and Kenny Everett.
Okay.
Both from, in fact, they both worked on Capital Radio in London, and also Adrian Love was also worked for LBC. That's where he started.
Right.
And he even did a short stint on BFBS Radio, British Forces Broadcasting Service, which was broadcasting from Cologne at the time. So he was actually here, and unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to meet because I'd worked at BFBS previously and not at the time he was on. I felt like it. But anyway, those are sort of the broadcasters I learned a lot about from.
Well, I mean, I followed the careers of major broadcasters here in the United States. I mean, you can go down the list of sports broadcasters from Vin Scully to Jack Buck to Pat Summerall to I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. As far as great broadcasters were concerned here, yeah, it's interesting to look at. But anyway, I digress.
Kenny Everett, I mentioned, he was not really a talk show host. He was a crazy talk show host. I mean, really crazy. Had a really zany humor, and he did this little radio comedy show called Captain Kremen, which was like about 3 or 4 minutes a week, where he was like this superhero going out and saving the universe every time. And because I was a fan of Captain Kremen and I was just getting into, recordings and doing and having fun with that, I actually created my own version of Captain Kremen, which I called Captain Charisma, of which I made 4 episodes, I think. And they were actually very funny radio things. I still got the recordings.
Cool.
And interestingly enough, I sent them to Kenny Everett, the recordings, to listen to, and say, oh, do you want to put this out on the radio, sort of thing. Then I got a letter back from Capital Radio saying I was plagiarizing Kenny Everett's work.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
And then this is the funny bit. About a month later, I was listening to Captain Kremen and say, well, this story sounds awfully familiar. He actually made my story himself.
Oh, he plagiarized you.
He plagiarized my story, and it was so obvious. If you had listened to my story first and then listen to what he makes, the same jokes were in there, the same situations. Okay, there are a few other things which are slightly different, but he plagiarized my show.
All right, Lovella, yes, this is the GESARA. Is this about GESARA Nasara? We will get into that here.
Yes, it is about this.
We were waiting for more people to join in because Charlie ran late. So patience, please.
That's right. Well, we always have a little bit of banter at the beginning.
Right.
It's good to heighten the mood and stuff, and until we got enough viewers here, and then we get into the more serious stuff, which we call the news.
Right. Okay. So, are we getting into the more serious stuff now?
Now we'll do that. Now I think there's going to be enough people here. What an honor, Peter. Okay, whatever. He stole it. Yes, it is an honor that he stole my show. In fact, I'll see if I can find those recordings and put them out on the forum, just so you guys can have a listen to what it was about.
Extra. Read all about it. After your 25 cents worth, all the rest is free. Go ahead, Peter.
That's right. Yes. I'm sure you'll hear. I mean, I was like 18 when I made those recordings. It goes back that far. Okay, on to the news.